Welcome, everyone. First item tonight is the approval of the minutes. Anyone have any items to remove? Motion to approve the minutes for the executive session meetings October 7th, 2013, December 2nd, 2013, December 16th, 2013, January 6th, 2014.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the regular meeting minutes, February 3rd, 2014, and February 18th, 2014.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to the open forum, please state your name and address upon approach to the microphone. Mr. Vangermish.
My name is Richard Vangermish of 55 Osceola. This is just a reminder about the need to consider that all new and all current employees who are not yet vested should be blessed with a defined contribution pension rather than a defined benefit pension. And let's be sure that Wayland, Kinder, and Sickett know about this. In fact, I'm thankful we have reached out to an experienced legal team on the question of negotiations. That should be number one. And it's possible that employees would be better served with a defined contribution plan than a defined benefit plan, especially if there is no COLA. The plan on the defined contribution plan is portable. It's part of the employee's estate, which is not true with a defined benefit plan. You know, let's remember a comment made here 1 or 2 years ago by Mike Riley when he pleaded to settle this mess now so that the same things would not be talked about by his children and grandchildren. And we now have an opportunity to end this. And one way to end this unbelievable problem is the defined contribution approach.
Thank you. Mr. Alba.
Al Alba, 24 Eagles Nest Terrace. I'd like to bring up the topic again about a Homestead Act. Everyone knows that our biggest expense are the children in school. And if we can keep the seniors in town, they would be less likely to have a bigger tax on us. I think it says one time we did have a Homestead Act, or we tried for it. I don't remember. But anyway, I think that would be a great thing. And let's see, what else I have to say? Yeah, that, and also that I think we should be looking forward about the ice skating ring and even the pier, because we have to have more than just a 2-season tourist season. I know people here don't like the word tourist, but on the other hand, they're the ones that help pay our tax bills. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wojciechowski.
Stan Wojciechowski in Narragansett. I don't know if you noticed in the paper, I was really happy to see that the Terrence Murray family had a fantastic gifting plan for the school in lieu of a tax bond issue. This is a fantastic idea to see parents or see people rally around gathering some money for a good cause, there's no doubt about that. However, I do want to make a point that I don't think it's right for the taxpayer to be forced to take on more debt. You know, and I certainly want to thank Mr. Murray for his idea and his pursuit of what he's doing. And it kind of goes along with this idea that forcing the taxpayer to take on debt when it may not be necessary. And I say, yes, we should probably, you know, we're responsible for maintaining the fields, maintaining what we have out there. But, you know, it sounds unnecessary that we have to have a complete new facility out there, especially at this time. You know, to me, it kind of rings of, I call it new car-itis. You know, we just want a new car. We want a new facility. We want something nice and new. And I understand you want something nice and new. But when you can't pay our bills, or let's say I hear about an $80 million problem with pensions, I think we got to postpone these new things that we like to have, especially Narragansett people. I think new is the best. They got to have it. We got to be, you know, I heard East Greenwich has it, so where we have to have it. I don't think that's, at this point, with our financial issues, I think we have to be more responsible. In fact, somebody even stopped me and say they'd like to see me fight for a spending freeze. Let's freeze any spending except for something that's absolutely necessary. So I look at the details on this bond issue that we're going at, and they got a hiking trail. Well, we got a hiking trail with Canachet. I see a sign out there, Canachet Hiking Trail. I see a bike path. We have a hiking trail, and we're going to invest more money for another hiking trail? I don't think so. I don't think, not in this environment. Didn't I hear about a concession stand? You know, concession stand. Do we really need a concession stand? Well, let me tell you, my oldest son went to the emergency room because he drank too much soda. Soda, caffeine, causes heart problem. So concession stand, to me, if anything, that may be giving a bad signal to some of these children that they're going to go out there and buy soda. Soda can kill excessive soda. So I'm not so sure we need a concession stand. You know, and it just seems that I kind of feel bad that I actually put it on a voters' agenda to make a decision on this, because I'm not so sure they're aware that we're in trouble financially, and it shouldn't have really been on there to make a choice. The fact that they're going to make a choice, they think they can make a choice. They think there's enough money, and we're in trouble for money. So I think we ought to, I'm hoping that maybe along with that bond issue somewhere, it's noted what the increase is going to be to everyone's taxes somewhere. So when they go in to vote, they will see, well, your tax bill is going to go up $1, $5, 10, 20, 100, I don't know, whatever it is. At least we want an informed voter to see the dollar bill that he's going to have to spend. And I plan on giving the Murray family some money for this, because I think that's the way to go. You know, I want to do that. You know, volunteer. Don't force the people to pay. Let them volunteer to give them money for a good cause as they see it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Shabshelowitz.
Karen Shepshow at 63 Wanda Street. You know, I've been coming to this town council chambers for over 25 years. Some things don't change. I can still remember Mr. Albert talking about how we could keep children out of town because they were costing us so much money. But now, on the eve of my 68th birthday, my furnace developed a crack in it when the big oil company came to clean it. This is a human sadness story. It's going to cost probably about $12,000 to renovate and put in the new furnace. Asking if there are any programs that can help me, since I'm on Social Security, no, because the house is in the name of my 90-year-old mother. None of my 6 children, who were all college educated and did a lot of work and a lot of jobs, None of them live in the state. I haven't had a job in 6 years. And I think what's happening is it's getting too expensive even for the seniors to stay here. And sadly, it's not your fault, but you inherited a huge pension issue. Not only that, I used to see things, they'd spend money on things like if an administrator was terminated for just cause, they'd give him a wonderful severance package. And that kind of debt falls on not only myself, but it falls on any children that might want to move back to Narragansett. I think it's a real problem, and that's why I'm concerned about the vision of the town. There are a few landowners, a few realtors who own a lot of property and benefit highly by renting out to URI students. And what I've seen happening in the center of town is a lot of big houses that have sold have gotten rezoned, and they now become fraternity sororities or condominiums. And I'm sorry if some of you are benefiting financially by this kind of a situation, but it's damaging the culture of the town. It's gotten to be a town that focuses on the tourists, focuses on the URI students. And even though we have a senior center, there's not a lot available to support seniors in the town. Most of us go to South Kingston, which I know we help support their senior center. But things like the library have become very important to a lot of us. The library is very crowded and is used by a lot of the URI students. And that was my suggestion in trying to get URI to partner with us to make more available community services for not only the students, but for the people that live here or have grown up here. So thank you very much, but I hope you remember us, the seniors, and the people that have put a lot into the community and would like to stay here. Or, I don't know, I hate to think you'd like to be rid of us because we're not bringing in enough income, if that's the only reason you would judge us by. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Durkin.
Good evening. I came here to talk about something else, so I have to talk about what Stanley I just came from a athletic community complex meeting to come to this meeting to talk about something. But, you know, me and Stanley probably have a lot in common with the businesses we do and stuff like that, and living in this town for a long time. But, you know, Stanley, I got to tell you, the athletic complex that is to be built is going to be beautiful, and the only way to build it is to build it new. You can't build it used. And, you know, it's something that's so needed that I walked into a brand new school when I was a kid in 1975. It was brand new, and nothing's been touched on that field since 1975. Now that's 40 years, right? Those bleachers, the track that can't be used, the field. We have so many students that are athletically inclined and being successful, and the athletic facilities in this town have been great, but they need to be replaced. And I will, hopefully Stanley will come up with some money, and I'll definitely match it, whatever he comes up with to make it happen. But really, the reason I'm here is we have a problem down on Point Judith Road. In between, there's a bunch of areas, and it has to do with the previous ladies. It's definitely the tourists. It's definitely the URI students. It's definitely the success of the town. But the section like between Westlake's garage and the fire station is like kind of like just this crazy speeding. People just drive down Point Judith Road and just don't seem to stop. A half an hour before the boat leaves in Block Island, you got people driving 60 miles an hour down through this little area with houses and kids and people walking down these little, there's no bike paths, so they're walking along Point Judith Road, and it's just like, it's way out of control. And I've talked to the chief about it, and I don't really think it's necessarily like the police have to set up like radar patrols and stuff. I just think it's like, we're just so used to speeding on Point Judith Road. I actually do it myself, and I feel bad when I find myself doing it. That we just have to come up with some kind of like little plan with some signage and maybe some creative thoughts about slowing down the traffic at that section and maybe even other sections of Point Judith Road. So I was asking if you as the council could ask the town manager and the police chief to work with myself and maybe a couple other community people to see what we could do outside the council and then bring it back to the council for your support. I'd appreciate that.
Thank you.
Actually, I know my 3 minutes is close to being up, but two of my employees actually this year had accidents. One was pretty severe, just this summer alone, like a 3-month period, just this summer.
Thank you. Ms. Rogers.
Good evening, everyone. Just a comment on, really I want to thank the council, and especially you, Council President Callahan. It was brought home to me last Thursday when I attended the CRMC meeting, how respectful and just how you just perform a great public service, because when people come here, you're sort of the last line of defense, right? So many people in Rhode Island discourage people like me from going to CRMC or the General Assembly or whatever because they say it's a rigged game, there's no point, it's an exercise in futility, which sort of discourages public participation. Yet we can come here every other week and bring our concerns and our thoughts and our beliefs as to how to make the town a better place and a stronger place, and you listen to us. And I just want to thank you again for how you conducted yourselves during the Deepwater, pre-negotiation period, because at CRMC, it very much felt like it was a rigged game. And one of the members of our town, Mr. Brady, questioned the protocols that were being used, and the police had to be called. So again, thank you for that. And then I have a quick question. This week I was watching some of the floor debate on House Bill 7435. And that was a bill that sort of, I guess there was money placed in the budget last year by the General Assembly that the towns could draw into and ask for help in repairing potholes, roads, bridges in their various towns and municipalities. And Chairman Mello and Speaker Fox decided that they were going to change the way that fund was going to be allocated so that certain towns and municipalities would benefit more than others. So that the way it was restructured was that, for example, the town of Middletown or East Providence or Warwick would get to borrow this money at a reduced rate. And there was a lot of discussion on the floor that this had a huge adverse impact on Narragansett. And Narragansett and Cumberland were the towns always cited in the floor debate by both Democrats and Republicans, so it's a nonpartisan thing. And I'm just wondering if our representatives who both voted in favor of this change, and does it have an adverse impact on Narragansett, did those representatives, Lally or Tansy, contact our town manager, Pam Nolan, or did they contact our new finance director to find out what the adverse impact on Narragansett would be? And could you explain to us what the impact is? Does it mitigate our ability to borrow money at a reduced rate to fix our roads and bridges. Thank you.
We can look into that, Ms. Nolan. Is that fair enough? Thanks. Anyone else? All right, moving on to the public hearing. A motion to schedule a public hearing on a petition from Bonnet Shores Beach Club Association to amend the Class D liquor license by amending the restriction of entertainment that is allowed.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
The proposed date is April 7th, 2014.
Time.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. A motion to schedule a public hearing on the application for a transfer of a liquor license for a Class B tavern liquor license from Rebecca Durkin, doing business as The Break, 1208 Ocean Road, Plat L, Lot 237A, to The Break LLC, 1208 Ocean Road, Plat L, Lot 237A.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
The proposed date is, again, April 7th. Can we move that to the following meeting? Is that possible? Anyone objecting to that?
I won't be here. Doesn't matter, it's a piece of paper, right?
Dude.
I can speak for my wife, we don't have a problem with it. But I'd like to tell anybody from the council, the staff wants to come by and check out the progress. We've been working really hard down there. We have some rooms booked for the end of June, so we're really working to get it all done. So come by and see it, it's pretty nice. But
Thanks.
the 14th, I guess, would be fine.
21st?
21st, yeah.
Oh,
21st, is that all right?
School vacation week.
yeah, well, whatever you guys think.
Why, because we have one on the 7th?
Yeah,
It's
just,
too much?
yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's
All
fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to the consent agenda. Would anyone like to remove an item from the consent agenda? Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to new business. Number 10, a motion to approve the 2014 contract agreement for the 38th Annual Concert on the Beach with the RI Philharmonic Orchestra in the amount of $20,000 and to authorize the town manager to sign the contract after review by the town solicitor.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
Discussion? Mr. Wojciechowski.
Where does that $20,000 come from? Is that taxpayer dollars? Is that taxpayer dollars? Again, another hit for taxpayer. Therefore, I would strongly request that we get people out there
I
to
believe it's from the beach fund, isn't it?
beach fund.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's money in the beach fund. I think we support the beach fund.
They've recovered, I think.
The suggestion is that, the people attending this should pay something. I mean, whether it's $2 or $5. When you walk in, pay some money for it. I mean, you're asking, right now, I think potentially we could be on the hook for this money. And there's nothing wrong with $2 to $5 for somebody to walk in, because it's a really nice thing. I've been there before, I like it. I want it to continue, but I feel that those who attend should pay. And as long as the taxpayer isn't affected, I'll just go sit down. But if the taxpayer is affected, I think we ought to start looking for some kind of fee as you go in. Even a voluntary thing, volunteer, because it sounded so good. Please put $5 in a bucket on the way out, whatever. I'll even provide the buckets if you want, whatever you want to do, on the way out. It was a nice thing, $2, whatever. But again, no free ride.
Well, they do donations, the buckets, they do that.
Is there donations there?
Yeah, they have the buckets and they ask if you want to donate.
They
So
do?
that presently happens, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's good.
I don't know if we get 20 grand, but we
Well,
ask for,
if we could ask for, maybe we can ask for $5 at the end of the whole thing, say, it was a wonderful thing, it was so nice. Can everybody leave, give $5 so we can have it next year? Something like that, whatever you want to do.
Mr. Wright, do you want to speak to this? Thanks.
Yeah, good evening. That is a enterprise fund, so it's not taxpayer. It comes out of our budget. And we get $10,000 from its sponsorship. Last year, we received $6,000 from parking fees and can donations, and we will take if you want to help us out with the can donations, we certainly help that. And we also do ticket sales for VIP ticket sales, and we also get donations for the dinner. So last year, we actually received $18,194 towards the concert. So towards the entire concert, it was $18,000. So we do very good every single year. It fluctuates from year to year, but.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 11, a motion to approve the 2014 contract agreement for production support services with Bill Brackett Theatrical Productions, LLC, for the 38th Annual Concert on the Beach in the amount of $11,000, and to authorize the town manager to sign the contract after review by the town solicitor.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
Discussion? Mr. Wojciechowski? Should we just play the tape?
I promise not to stand up again. Same question. I mean, is this paid for by the taxpayer again? I didn't see that. Same question is we've got to look at the financial side of it to make sure that it minimize the impact on a taxpayer. And I will bring a bucket for you to look at. Yeah, I'll bring a bucket for you to look at and see if you like my buckets. I got about 10 of them. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 12, a motion to approve the purchase of ammunition for the police department, qualifications for fiscal year 2014-2015 from Eagle Point Gun, T.J. Morris & Son, at their unit cost per the State of Rhode Island Master Price Agreement.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 13, a motion to direct the staff to accept the application for a liquor license and schedule a public hearing for considerations and/or deny application to increase the number of liquor licenses.
I'll move that motion.
Second.
So the motion to accept two. And they're from Aunt Carrie's and Monahan's?
I have a question. Now, this is the end of it. No new businesses can apply for a license?
No, there is a portion in your policy that you reserve the right based upon specific needs of a business that comes in mid-year, makes a request to also increase them, but this is the process used to do it annually. So if someone comes about in July that missed this boat, they can ask you to consider increasing the licenses and apply at that point in time.
It would apply in that July?
It would apply in July. It would apply in July if you decide to create another license and let them ask for it. They could do that, yes.
Okay.
So two organizations came forward, but Mark, I have a question, because we did the BC license down at the dock, the BC zone change to open the door. So then what's the process after that for Monahan's?
What they're going to need is, let's see, assuming this evening you create two licenses, you would schedule the public hearing on the first license, which is Aunt Carrie's, and I believe they have their zoning all set. You can schedule whatever is convenient based upon 2 or 3 weeks of advertising. On Monahan's, kind of unique circumstances because they needed the zone change, so they're actually in process at the boards right now. They wouldn't be eligible to actually have a liquor license hearing until they get through the boards with a positive vote, so I would defer scheduling their...
So they need the special use permit from the zoning board before coming to us?
Yes, you're the last stop, so to speak. So if I would defer scheduling theirs until they finish at the zoning and planning boards.
But all applicants need to do that, right?
Every applicant, yes. Yep.
All in favor of accepting the application for liquor license and scheduling a public hearing for considerations to increase the number of liquor licenses? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion
It
carries
was
5-0. And number 14, a motion to approve the revised meeting schedule for the budget process for fiscal year 2014-2015.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A
Should we
motion-
share it?
Should we share it? Or do you want
Just
to?
Is
the
it con-
highlights?
Oh, sure. There's only really one change, I think, isn't there? Or is it just,
the people, like, just,
want to read off the dates?
Are they going to put that on the web, too?
I just thought the two big workshops on the budget are the 14th and the 15th of April. So, right, that's the big work, those are the workshops that the people know when those dates are. I just wanted to, because originally it was different on the website, and we're moving it a little bit earlier, so.
So can you change that on the website as well, too, so when people go there, they can see the corrections, so they'll get the dates? Okay.
Ann is pointing out that the council had to adopt it first, and then we'll move it to the website.
Great.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. All set? A motion to retire to executive session of the town council at the end of the March 3rd, 2014 town council meeting, as in accordance with Rhode Island General Law 4246-4, to discuss collective bargaining, to approve hiring of the law firm of Wheelan, Kinder, and Sickett LLP to provide legal services for collective bargaining in accordance with Rhode Island General Law 42465-2, and to discuss litigation, Kayak Center at Whitford Cove, doing business as Kayak Center of Rhode Island versus Town of Narragansett, in accordance with Rhode Island General Law 42465A2, and appoint Mark McSally, solicitor, as clerk pro tem. Someone can make that motion?
I'll move that motion.
Second.
All in favor, Ms. Agopian?
Aye.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Bonanno?
Aye.
Mr. Mannix?
Aye.
Have a good night, everyone.